This is a tiger snake that has been in my care for the last 4 years. What does she think? How does she feel? And does she want to be free? In 2019 I started to keep this beautiful young lady, and I used her as an ambassador animal in public displays. In my snake shows I would be painting and let snakes crawl all over the painting, just to show how relaxed the snakes could be. Later shows I put them on tight ropes. They seem to enjoy this. This one was called Mama Boss. The reason I call her Mama Boss is because when I did the shows, I'd do a painting and just show people how chilled out snakes could be, how relaxed they are. And she would drape herself over the top of the painting and just like feel quite at ease with me there. She felt like she was safe, and it's just, I used to call her the boss because she would oversee my painting. Then I called her Mama because she had babies. So she had a whole heap of little tiny baby snakes, and I decided to release all those out in the wild. So I've kept her since 2019. There's only 2 things you can do with captive snakes here in this situation. One is release them back into the wild in a reserve, hopefully where people won't kill them. Or the other thing is, if they're really old, just keep them while they live out their old age in sort of comfort. I've decided that I'm going to release her back into the wild. She's only been in my care for 4 years now, and she still has all her instincts and everything. She should be fine. The tiger snake is a large and highly venomous Australian snake. These snakes are often known by their banding, black and yellow like a tiger, although sometimes these colours can vary quite a lot. They're all part of the family Elapid, and Elapid means front-fanged snakes, just like cobras, mambas. While tiger snakes are usually a ground-dwelling animal, they'll also swim, as well as climb into trees and sometimes climb buildings. I used to believe that snakes just ran on instinct only, because they got tiny little brains, and everything was all about eating and mating, drinking and staying alive. I used to think a snake's ability to hunt and track is just instinct, not intelligence. Yet over the years, I'm starting to change my opinion. They seem to learn certain behaviours, or rather their behaviour kind of alters under certain circumstances. Perhaps they are more intelligent than we think. But what about their feelings? Snakes and other reptiles are usually not social animals. They don't usually form communities. Sometimes lizards will, but they don't normally have friends or nurture their young. Mammals and birds can really demonstrate this emotion of joy and love and even jealousy. Snakes don't seem to demonstrate feelings like these. But snakes have got emotions. Like most animals, they can feel things. However, how a snake feels and shows its emotions is different from that of humans. We can be fairly certain that they feel fear, aggression, which is also a byproduct of fear. Sometimes this shows when they're being disturbed. But they also seem to show contentment. After a good meal, they like to sit under their heat lamp or bask out in the sun. And also, and here's a big one, they can be familiar with somebody or something. They seem to show a certain security, or maybe they sense security around the people who care for them, and they can act skittish around strangers. One of the things about her is she seems to have a very short, cute little face. This little bit here from the eye to this sort of groove there that they look out of, quite a bit short on her. Just like people have big noses and long and short noses, snakes all have their own little features as well. They're not all exactly the same. And so she's got a cute little face. I no longer do the snake shows, but it's about this time of year. Okay, sweetie. And as I open the enclosure, Mama Boss here seems keen to get into the bag. It may just be my interpretation, but she seems to be saying, Daddy's taking me for an adventure. Going in the bag yourself, you think you're going on a little trip. Check this out. Just about going in the bag all by herself. There you go. So she's excited. She thinks there's going to be an adventure, and there is going to be an adventure. She is kind of used to that. She's used to the bags, probably where she just went straight in. But out in the wild, that means that she's also going to be hiding under rocks, hiding in things. The bag's dark. She goes into a dark place. So I've come to a great location. Lots of lizards, lots of frogs, other things that a snake would eat. There's lots of rocks, lots of hiding places. It's great snake habitat. This should be a place where she would be happy. So I'm very sure that snakes feel anxiety, they feel stress, and what's the opposite of that? Contentment, feeling of safety, a feeling of security, and this seems to be what Mama Boss is around me. She seems secure. She seems to just be hanging around me, and she's not acting like a wild snake at all. She just seems so tame. So I'm waiting to sort of see that sort of want to go and hide sort of behaviour. She's just still checking out the surroundings. Should be picking up the scent of lizards and frogs and food sources out here. That lizard didn't like it. I'm just going to encourage her into a better rock. But after a long time of trying to get her to go her own way, I even trying to encourage her to go into rocks, she just comes out again. And out the other side. I'll try going away for a while, then come back. She might get the sense of being wild. I just want her to go away from me and not be, to be afraid of me. That's it, keep going. Finally, I take my hat off and wave it, casting a shadow over her face like a bird flying. This usually freaks a snake out. That's a worry. Most snakes should panic and run because birds are the main predator. So I am concerned that she's been in captivity so long that she's lost her wildness. She's acting like an old snake, a big old snake. One's twice her size. In the bush you have to walk around them. They're complacent, they don't care. They are top of the food chain. She, however, is not. And so I've decided to bag her up and take her back home. I need to do whatever is best for this animal that is now in my care. So you've made it to the tail end of the video, and this video did not go as planned at all. In a moment I'm going to show you with another tiger snake how a release should have gone, but it's the thing with tiger snakes. You think they're dumb and mindless eating machines, and they're not. They've got personality. There's a lot more going on in there than you think. At least that's my experience. Am I just humanizing the animal? All I can do is give them the benefit of the doubt and hopefully have some happy snakes. So at the end of the last season I caught this other tiger snake which I'm releasing. My philosophy is it's better to keep just a few animals really well than to keep a lot of animals in poor conditions. So enjoy seeing this beautiful snake go free. Go, beautiful girl. Well, if Mama Boss doesn't want to be here, maybe this one will. This tiger snake, I caught her at the end of last year. As you can see, she's ready to go. Let her go here. So she goes hiding. She's acting much more like a wild snake should.